Most people think the first million is the hardest money you'll ever make. They're wrong. The hardest money you will ever earn is your first $100,000. Because after that, money stops working for your boss and starts working for you. Stick around, because the third mistake on this list is the one keeping you broke right now and you don't even know it yet. Picture $100,000 stacked in front of you. Feels impossible, right? Here's the twist. That first 100,000 is harder than the second, harder than the third. Not because life gets easier, because money starts following different rules. We're taught wealth grows in a straight line. Work, save, repeat, it doesn't. It grows like pushing a dead car. First push, nothing happens. You use everything you've got. Second push, it moves an inch. But once it's rolling, every push gets easier. At first, you work for money. Later, money works for you. But here's what nobody tells you: the moment it starts rolling is exactly when most people quit. Right before the breakthrough. Not from failure, from boredom. So why doesn't a bigger salary fix this? Because a salary is a trade. Hours for dollars. And you only have so many hours. Even a surgeon on salary hits the ceiling eventually. Real wealth comes from leverage a result bigger than the effort. Only 4 kinds exist: people working for you, money working for you, code working for you, or content working for you while you sleep. You don't need all 4. You barely need one. But almost everyone picks the wrong one first, and it traps them for years. Let me show you which one. Most people start with labor. A job. Feels safe. But a job pays for your time, not your value. Stop showing up, income stops the same day. That's not leverage, that's rented time. And you're the one renting it out. The first 100,000 gets built the hard way. No shortcut. But what you do with it decides if the next 100,000 takes 5 years or 5 months. Because now you have capital, and capital doesn't get tired. It compounds. Here's the math nobody shows you. $100,000 at 10% a year becomes $200,000 in about 7 years doing literally nothing. That's not a hack. That's just time, left alone. But most people never leave it alone. They panic. They pull out at the worst moment. Impatience disguised as taking action is the quietest wealth killer there is. Here's mistake number 2, confusing income with wealth. Income is what lands in your hand. Wealth is what's left after spending, taxes, and decay take their cut. You can earn $500,000 a year and still be broke. It happens constantly. High income, zero wealth, because the money leaves as fast as it arrives. Stop and think about your money right now, not someone else's. The second it lands in your account, where does it go? If you can't answer in 5 seconds, that's exactly why the first 100,000 feels so far away. And here's mistake number 3, the one I promised you. Lifestyle inflation. Every raise quietly buys a nicer car, a bigger apartment, new subscriptions that feel small but bleed you slowly. This is the trap that catches high earners hardest because it hides inside comfort. The people who reach 100,000 fastest keep their lifestyle flat while income rises. That gap, not the income, is the only thing that ever becomes wealth. So just spend less, right? Wrong. Extreme frugality alone won't save you either. You can't cut your way to freedom forever. At some point, saving isn't the strategy anymore. Direction is. So what actually works? Not a better job. Not 5 side hustles at once. 1 form of leverage, mastered instead of 5, half-tried. Compounding needs concentration and time. 2 things most people refuse to give anything. Here's the uncomfortable part. The first 100,000 rewards boredom more than intelligence. The people who get there fastest aren't smarter. They're just willing to be boring for years while everyone else chases the next shiny thing. And this is exactly where most advice online gets it backwards. Everyone sells the next big opportunity. Nobody shows you the boring system underneath. So here it is. 3 parts. 1, your income floor. Just fuel, not glamour. 2, the surplus engine. The gap between what you earn and spend. Every dollar of that gap is a soldier sent to work for you. 3. The compounding vehicle. Stocks, real estate, equity, something that grows without your hours attached to it. Most people build part 1 and stop. Here's the part that should disturb you a little. The difference between retiring wealthy and retiring broke is rarely intelligence and almost never luck. It's usually one decision, made decades earlier, about where the surplus went quietly compounding while nobody was watching. So the real question was never, how do I get rich? It's, can I survive the boring years long enough for the math to finally pay me back? Most people quit right before that turn. The first 100,000 is the hardest money you'll ever make. Everything after it is just math. Finally on your side.